Hello, hello. Welcome. My name is Grim Reefer. You can call me Grim. I decided to make a spawn tier list for Lighthouse. I haven't seen a lot of videos on spawns or tier lists, so I thought this was free real estate. Let's just get straight into it. I might throw some edits in later. But anyways, let's just start from north to south. If you get this spawn, this is like an S tier. The reason why this is an S tier is because you got this spawn, and this spawn. If you're a rat, you can sit right here and just shoot them as they come through. I mean, it's pretty S tier. It's also the best spawn to do rogues, at least like if you're trying to rush rogues. You just go through here. And don't go this way. Don't go that way. You're going to want to cut through up here and then go straight here. And then there's a window here that you can enter. Go through there. If rogues are mad at you, they might funnel in. You can kill them in that room. Next spawn. All right, this spawn. This is like a B tier. If you're fast enough, if you know that you spawned here, this could be a good spawn. Yeah, if you spawn here, just keep an eye out for this guy because he can run straight up through here and shoot you from there. If a guy spawns here, he can jump over, shoot you from there. As B tier, your death can be avoidable. If you can also cut through here, just don't keep going because you'll run into mines and you could actually cut through there. These are just options. Gotta do that. Or you could say, fuck it, I'm gonna fight this guy. I'm just gonna say right now, the rest of these spawns are kind of B or C tier. I mean, that's just the way it is. This spawn, I will say it's kind of A tier because you have high ground over this guy and this guy. And if you're quick enough, you might be able to snipe this guy or this guy if you're doing shooter born. And that's the only reason this is decent. This one's D tier. It is for sure D tier because, for one, if you wanted to go to rogues, you got to go through 3 different spawns. It is not good. Not good. Not good at all. And if you wanted to go back, you got to deal with this guy. You got to deal with a potential this guy who can go right through here. Yeah, this is like the worst spawn. And if you get this spawn, I recommend just going past the shoreline. Just get a run through, get out. All right, this spawn, I usually never get this spawn, but honestly, I'd probably say it's C tier. Just because you can avoid most of the other spawns. Sure, they could snipe over the ridges. You can just get into cover in like one of the buildings, wait there like 5 minutes, and then, go do rogues that way. Or you could cut up through here, be a man and fight these guys. It's a decent spawn. Now, this spawn, I would say it's a C tier. Mostly because, again, sniping. You got snipers here. But the cool thing about this spawn is if you are quick enough, you can run, go up through here. And as soon as you hit this point right here, if you chuck a nade into this spawn, you might get a kill. And I've gotten kills doing that. So always chuck a nade into this spawn. There's a bunch of bushes here, so just chuck a nade over here instead of risking your life. Again, like, it's a decent spawn. If you want, you could leave. You could transit. You could go up to the island, but then you got to worry about this foo. Now, this spawn, we'll call it like ravine spawn. This spawn is honestly D tier. I just feel like everybody knows where you are. This guy could beeline it for you. Again, this guy could beeline it for you, throw nades at you. So you're kind of between 2 guys who might be assholes and just know where you are. It's not good. That one's not good at all. Now, this one is D tier. Ignore this. This one is D tier. Why? Because you're on the main road, for one. I mean, you are really close to chalet, kind of like this one, or resort. Forgive me. Honestly, if you spawn here, your best move is to just go north into these buildings. You don't have a lot of good options right here because this guy is going to come here or here This guy might beeline it to you because he knows you're there. Or you guys are going to intercept because you guys are both monkeys and you don't know the rogues. You guys are both going to intercept here, and you're both just going to die at the exact same time to rogues. So yeah, these two spawns are actually kind of booty cheeks. This spawn is actually kind of decent. I would say it's probably C tier. Simply because you can snipe this rogue right here. You could snipe him, and you could cross the beach right here and go up, get some sniping done here. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I might bump this up to like a B here. Actually, it is a pretty nice spawn. As long as this guy doesn't fucking absolutely rush your ass and fucking shoot you in the back. Okay, so this is a beach spawn. Middle beach spawn. This spawn's actually pretty decent because you get access to Sniper Rock like instantly. And if you know what you're doing and you're not just fucking skylining, you can sit in these little cubbies and snipe people at tennis court, snipe people on the road. This is A tier. This is an A tier spawn. You can go up here. And this guy's got, he's low to the ground, but he can come up pretty quick. So if you do decide to go up on these mountains, you got to be aware of this spawn especially. And another note is typically this guy will not come down here unless they really need kills. Okay, down to this spawn. This spawn, I'd have to say it's like a meh spawn, meh. Because you're not really near anything cool. You're going to have to cross the road to get loot. I mean, there's little loot here on this side of the map, but not really. This one's really meh. This spawn has to watch out for this guy. Because again, this guy can beeline it here. Sit here, and he has visual pretty much everywhere. Yeah, this spawn is kind of cheeks. And you also got to worry about this guy. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about that one. It's like just kind of cheeks. All right, side tunnel spawn. This spawn, I'd say it's probably B tier. Just because you're on the looty side of the map. And typically, unless you're doing tasks, you don't really need to cross over. So, only downside is this guy is probably an asshole. And if this guy's really an asshole, he might just, boom. Yeah, so it's kind of B tier. Watch this mountain and watch to your east. It's not that bad. You don't really got to worry about these guys. These guys are honestly busy. These two guys are honestly busy fighting each other. Sometimes this guy will come into play if he hears gunshots. Even this guy might come into play if he hears gunshots. I might be getting off track a little bit. This spawn is actually really good. I would say this is probably like an A tier spawn because you can be the first one to chalet and get the goop, the good goop. Honestly, you don't have to really worry about this guy, at least not for like 5 minutes. If you get in here and you loot for 5 minutes, then you're going to have to worry about all these. But this is a pretty good spawn, nonetheless. And again, what's cool about Lighthouse, at least, is you get these fixed spawns, like Southern Road and Path to Shoreline are fixed spawns. So like you can always extract. And if you're like, you know what, I don't really like this spawn, I don't really need to go to chalet, I want to re-roll my spawn. You could just get the hell out of here. So it's kind of a good spawn. All right, I think we're on the last spawn, which is Southern Road spawn. And honestly, this is probably, I can't decide between A and S tier simply because like, yeah, you're not close to all the loot. You're actually probably the furthest away from all the loot. And yeah, that sucks. But in terms of like spawning and dying right away, I mean, this is like an A tier because for one, you got this whole rock side, all that again. You could fucking leave right away if you don't like the spawn. And there's loot right here, so you might actually be able to loot and not get a run through. And you just leave. If you're quick enough, you might be able to get like right here and snipe this guy. So yeah, that's pretty much all the spawns. Lighthouse is kind of buns, but I would say it's better than Shoreline spawns. People complain about Lighthouse because, it's very linear. Everybody wants to get to the rogues, which actually isn't 100% true. I mean, when I play Lighthouse, I don't always want to do rogues. Like, sure, there's good loot, but I really only go to do the rogues if I got tasks there because, I mean, there's just a shit ton of player scavs. Every time a player scav comes into the raid, there's like a good chance that one might be a cheater and just one taps you with a fucking VPO Gornansky. Yeah, pretty much all the spawns line up. I mean, I will say if you sat here and watched down here, you know, more than likely these spawns are gonna go up, you know. It's very unlikely that they'll come down unless they're doing Lighthouse, which, if we're being honest, not a lot of people are doing Lighthouse. This is like reserved for the cheaters and sweaties and the streamers, and like your average player is not going to Lighthouse. And honestly, that a lot of people are going to say skill issue, but I think that's just true. On average, people are not going to Lighthouse. So yeah, if you spawn beachside down here, good luck. Good luck for one. But yeah, thanks for watching.